Welcome back, everyone. We have made it to our favorite Friday edition of Forecasting with Friends. As always, we appreciate you joining us. Just me today, but our very own Chief Meteorologist Mike Iskovitz has a really interesting take on asteroids. So you're gonna have to stick with us. After all the animal stories, we'll go take a deep dive into that. But hey, it's Friday. We've made it. Boy, has it been a roller coaster. I mean, so I was actually doing the after show with Delon and Shelby, and we were like, that groundhog, he did us dirty here in Houston, and boy, did he ever. Remember during Groundhog's Day? It was 80s, sunny, dry, just beautiful, and then we got this. Cold, wet, sorry, wet was not the right word there. Cold, windy, cloudy, gloomy, just not your normal Texas weather. So I want to talk about what we're going to expect for the rest of the day, because unfortunately the clouds that we're seeing out there right now are only going to continue. Remember, it's basically a rinse and repeat from Wednesday. We didn't see any sun. Temperatures did not get out of the 30s. And unfortunately, highs for you today, 39, 40. So probably going to be a pretty similar story. So let's get into the weather graphics. That cold air dominates across the region. I mean, along the Gulf Coast, all the way to Florida, and then into the north as well. So we continue this cold weather advisory that we've been monitoring now for the last few days until noon. That's because the wind chills during that time are going to stay in the 20s. So we've been talking about how, you know, not good for the kiddos to be playing outside, especially in the early morning hours. I saw, even on my drive here, a lot of parents that parked at the bus stop so their kiddos didn't have to wait in the cold with the harsh winds, because that's really what we've been seeing. Now, the thing is, this expires at noon, and we're not going to be seeing another one. Reason being, we're not going to be looking at quite as harsh of winds, A, and B, temperatures won't be quite as cold. But rain moves into the forecast this weekend, and we are slowly going to be seeing those temps rise. So clouds continue today. We're not going to be seeing break, unfortunately. Tomorrow morning, midday, and into the afternoon, we are going to be seeing several rounds of rain. So there's actually going to be what we call a coastal low. So that's going to be an area of low pressure coming up from the south, and that's what's going to be bringing the shower activity. Now, I will say it's going to be light showers through midday. Right around 2 o'clock is when we could be seeing pockets of heavier rain. We're not looking at the threat for any severe weather. Temps just are not going to be warm enough to support any instability. Hey, it's cold out there, so we don't have to worry about that. But then we head into your Sunday morning, especially along the coast. We're going to be seeing pockets of heavy rain. It moves through Houston by 2, 3 o'clock. We'll see a lot of that start to kick out to the east. But keep that in mind. Maybe you were planning on heading out to, let's say, Lake Charles or New Orleans. Well, that's something that if you're going to be driving back on Sunday that you could be running into. So just keep that in mind. The rain does clear, though, as we head into early next week, and temperatures will be on the rise in a big way. So we have Mardi Gras first and foremost starting this evening. Very excited, but you're going to need to bundle up. Breezy, cold. Dress in layers if you're going to be out there. You saw with the latest models that unfortunately along the coast is where we're going to be seeing some heavy rain set up. So scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two possible Saturday evening. But like we said, Sunday, the rain's going to be early and then clearing out through the evening. But take a look at this. Yes, you're seeing that right. We're going to be in the 70s, near 80 degrees next week. So it's going to be like 30s? What was that? When was that? So just in time for barbecue cook-off, which starts on Thursday. We are very excited about that. Mild and dry. We're looking pretty good for your Friday. Saturday, maybe a few isolated showers. But hey, there's a lot of tents at barbecue cook-off. It's fine. We can handle a little bit of rain. I think we will take temps in the 70s. And again, these are not afternoon highs because highs are going to be a little bit greater than that. The evenings. Cook-off is definitely like an afternoon, evening deal. So very excited for that. And then coming up at the end of the show, we'll have more details on that 7-day forecast. But just a few things to look forward to because why not? But speaking of the weather, the crazy weather, it's been cold last few days here in Texas. And if you saw any ice at your house, it was probably on accident. The city of Carrollton, just north of Dallas, says that they are thankful somebody reported this before it got much worse. Take a look at this. A connector between two pipes failed in the bitter cold, creating this scene. That is bizarre. Look at that. It's like an ice storm went through, and something that you'd see in the Midwest, not in Texas. Crew arrived on the scene by 3:30 a.m. Thursday and managed to get the water main shut off and start with repairs. Some customers are now without water, unfortunately, but those not impacted, it did create a beautiful picture-perfect backdrop. But yeah, that's not a scene that we usually see here in North Texas.
We never see this in Texas, especially in Dallas. So I think this is really beautiful, and I came across the street just to take pictures.
Just had another workmate move to France, so I'm going to send it to him, and he's just going to be like, I'm glad I'm gone now. So he's on the beach right now.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? That is hilarious. Okay, well, take a look at this video from Austin's airport. A water line broke and started gushing on top of airline ticket counters. British Airways and KLM had to actually move their ticket operations for Thursday afternoon. The airport now investigating the cause of the leak, but officials do suspect the pipe burst could have been due to the cold weather. So we're seeing it across the board. But guys, now it's on to animal stories. It's Friday, for crying out loud.
There's a cow. Free my brother. There's a cow.
Oh gosh, of course, this is from the Florida Files, baby. Drivers in Florida were forced to move over after a cow blocked the road, causing utter chaos. Oh yeah, you're exactly right with that. It's just hilarious, first off. Now, the footage was actually caught by officers who thankfully were able to wrangle and steer this cow off the road. I just love that. I mean, I just like how they can get into, you know, they can have fun with things like this, because sometimes that's a difficult job and you want to make sure that the cow is safe, that everybody is safe while clearing. But yes, that guy definitely had fun. And I love how I said free my brother. I don't quite understand that one, but hey, that's okay. Okay, next story. Things got a bit biblical for a man kayaking off the coast of Chile. Take a look at your screen. It's unbelievable. This kayaker found himself inside the mouth of a whale. Now, it happened last weekend. Man was out kayaking with his father when the whale surfaced and it swallowed him. He was spit out only shortly after. The kayaker told the Associated Press that he thought he was going to be killed.
Yes, at first when I thought I had died, it was like, of course, a lot of terror, because I thought, no, there was nothing I could do. And when I got out and started to float, there I was really afraid that something would happen to my dad, too, that we wouldn't have reached the shore in time, and I would get hypothermia.
Oh my goodness, just watch this again. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. And could you imagine being the father, like you're watching your son get potentially swallowed by a whale? Well, after he resurfaced, his dad paddled over to the boat. Oh my goodness, just watching that is crazy. And back to shore, says he's thankful it was a humpback whale and not a killer whale. I think so. Okay guys, this video is hilarious.
I wonder why there's dogs like not wanting to go downstairs.
Okay, so you see this dog owner's like, okay, why are the dogs not going down? Oh, it's a kitty cat. So this cat gives a mean kitty scare to show her 5 canine housemates who's the boss. And you can see until the mom said, come on, kitty cat, go on. You need to go down so the dogs can go. They wouldn't. I love the golden retrievers trying to be brave. So the 5 dogs range from 60 pounds to 90 pounds, and they would not leave until that little kitty cat, whose name is Nyla, actually moved. So yes, Nyla rules the house. That is just so funny. I've seen so many videos like this where this little cat who the dogs could, you know, pick up, they're the ones that rule the house. That's too good. Okay, so another dog story, because duh. It was a tough day in Wisconsin for this little doggo. This poor guy, his name's Murphy, got his head stuck in the treat jar. Oh yes, you see it here first, folks. Whitefish Bay police say his owners tried to get it off for an hour before going to the vet, but the vet was closed. So they visited the local police station to see if the officers could help. They were able to remove it, and little Murphy was able to accept treats again. But poor little guy, they will do anything for treats, let me tell you. That is so funny. I wonder how they got it off. Oh, okay, it looks like they had to cut through it. And he's just licking. He's like, can I have a treat now? Please? So cute. Okay, this video is funny. Trending this morning, 2 very excited dogs chased after a skunk near their home in South Dakota. The problem is they were still attached to their leash, and their dog walker did not stand a chance. You can see her getting dragged across the street and then up the driveway as they chase this skunk down. I just love how the one dog in the back stops like, what's taking so long? Come on, hurry up. Nope, she's drugged. And then right here, you can see he stops, turns around, and he's like, nope, we gotta go get the skunk. This dog walker's like, I'm not getting paid enough for this. That's hilarious. Okay, trending again. It turns out you can have too much of a good thing. Ask this opossum who ate an entire Costco chocolate cake. The animal was admitted into the Wildlife Rehab Center in Nebraska. The New York Post reports that a woman and her son discovered the animal curled up on the patio furniture, panting along with the nearly devoured cake. Chocolate is bad for possums, but this one should make a full recovery. So hopefully maybe they, got it all out of his stomach. And if you're wondering why the cake was outside, apparently in the Midwest, and I've lived there and I've never heard this, but hey, it's normal to leave food sitting outside on the table in the winter if you run out of room in the fridge. We won't be doing that here in Texas, I can tell you that right now. Okay, well, February marks National Pet Dental Health Month. Veterinaries say that it goes beyond just checking for bad breath. Studies show 80% of dogs and 70% of cats have dental disease. And it's even worse for older pets and smaller dog breeds. So when it comes to keeping up with your pet's dental hygiene, going to the vet once a year is not enough.
Long term, if left untreated, this is when bacteria from their mouth can enter their bloodstream and cause systemic health issues.
I was actually just brushing Ryder's teeth yesterday. Doesn't love it, but he gets a treat after, so I guess that's good. Vets do recommend daily brushing, and there are alternatives to cleaning with a toothbrush, like those edible toothbrush or dental chews. Cat owners can also use paw treats because they work like an edible toothbrush as well. Okay, well, those are all the dog stories I have for you. But let's talk about some events that you can be doing this weekend. Let's get ready to let the good times roll. Mardi Gras starts tonight in Galveston. And did you know that Galveston's Mardi Gras is the 3rd largest in the country? The party spans 2 weekends. Yeah, it does. And with more than 20 parades, plus concerts, balcony parties, family-friendly events, there are 3 parades tonight, all in downtown in the entertainment district, starting at 7. Golden beads will once again be tossed during select parades. And if you catch one, you could win a cruise, round-trip tickets to Mexico, a VIP package to the Galveston Wine Festival, or free passes to some of the island's greatest attractions. Okay, I like it. The thing is, though, there is a big change this year. All motorized vehicles are banned on the seawall both Saturdays of Mardi Gras. That does include golf carts. The city says it's not safe to mix moving traffic with so many people, so parked cars must stay parked until the night after the parade. And seawall parades are free. And get into the entertainment district. Kids 12 and under are also free. So very exciting. Something else you can do if you're not going down to celebrate Mardi Gras this weekend, roller skating is set to return at Discovery Green. Now, due to rain possible on Saturday, the rink's actually going to open Sunday, but this rink is going to be open for 7 weeks, and there's going to be events and deals every single weekend. This Sunday, the Daisies and Pancakes Lab will be providing lessons for young or old skaters looking to improve their skills. Tickets are just $14, and that does include skate rentals. That is not bad, let me tell you. Cheap skate nights are every Monday. And what if your friends told you that you had a tea time this weekend at Dyken Park, home of the Astros? Well, you do have a chance to play golf inside of the ballpark. Actually, one of my friends just did this and it looked like so much fun. Upper Deck Golf says it provides a once-in-a-lifetime golfing experience. Today and tomorrow, fans can hit tee shots from the upper deck through the stadium. Prices start at $90 for several hours of golf. So that's not bad. There's also going to be food and music too. Hey, I'll take that. It looks cool. All I can say is if you're scared of heights, maybe not something you want to do, because I don't know where it actually takes place, but you know, there's like, it's like when you go to Topgolf and there's like a little net that could catch you, but like you're looking over and there's seats down there. But very cool. Hope you guys have fun. Be safe. Coming up next, our very own chief meteorologist, Mike Iskovitz, is talking all things asteroids.
Fox 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Welcome back. I want to take a break from talking about weather to talk about something else that might be hitting the ground at some point. We're talking about an asteroid. Now, I don't want to ruin your weekend or your week or your day or get you all too scared about anything. It does almost sound like science fiction or a movie, but here's the deal. There was a recently discovered space rock, an asteroid that has been dubbed 2024 YR4. So this means it was discovered in 2024. It was discovered at the El Sauce Observatory in the nation of Chile. And it was only discovered on December the 27th. So very, very recently. And by the way, why don't we know where all of these things are? It seems like we would know, right? Well, these objects are very dark. And so even with the technology we have, if we're using, what you would call like optical or visual telescopes, these things are moving really fast and they're relatively small, at least compared to other objects in the solar system. And they're very dark. And so it takes some incredible technology to even find them. And sometimes you don't see them until they're, a little too close for comfort. So the astronauts down there in Chile initially detected this object using optical telescopes, which is, what you would see with your eyes, obviously greatly magnified. Subsequent tracking was conducted with ground-based observatories. So that's where you can use other types of, other frequencies of light to maybe get a different view of it. And then it was entered into NASA's Near-Earth Object Observations Program. It's called the Near-Earth Object. These are space rocks that NASA keeps a database of. And in fact, you can go to their website. Even if you just go to Google right now and type in NEO, NASA NEO for Near-Earth Object, you could see a whole list of them, where they are, how far away they are, their estimated size, and what the chances are of them impacting the Earth. And we'll talk about that here in just a moment, because I know that's what y'all want to know, right? What's the deal with this one? It was noticed because, after it was noticed, shortly after its discovery, the initial predictions, right? So remember, this was discovered just this past December. The initial predictions were that it had about a 1 in 32 chance of hitting the Earth. That's about a 3% chance. That's pretty scary. When was it expected to hit? In the year 2032. So we're not talking about like next week, but that's still, come on, that's not that far away. That estimate of impact was lowered to 1.6% in January, and I believe it has been lowered a little bit more since then, which we'll talk about here in a minute. So what are some of the characteristics of this asteroid called YR4? It is estimated to be between around 40 to 90 meters in diameter, between 130 to 300 feet. So it's been described as the size of a football field. The thing is, you have to realize it's not flat like a football field is. We're talking about an object that also is probably not round. Most of the time they're kind of oblong, sort of shaped, irregularly shaped. But if this thing is, 100 yards across, that is definitely pretty scary stuff. What is it made out of? Well, rock or metal. Not the music, but it could be made out of rock, like silicon-based rock, or sometimes there's calcium. There's the kind of rocks that you would see here on Earth, or it could be more metallic, mostly made of iron or nickel. So we may never find out. How does it compare to other asteroids that you may be familiar with? For example, how does it compare to the asteroids that hit the Yucatan and wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago? Well, I'm glad to say it's smaller than that one, because that one was estimated to be about 10 kilometers across, about 6 miles across. This one is nowhere near that territory, because if something like that hit the Earth, we would be, you better say your prayers. So we're not worried about that. It is larger, though, than the Chelyabinsk meteor, which was, I think, such a memorable event for me. It was, I think, the greatest coincidence in the history of mankind. This hit Russia back in 2013. What was amazing was it hit on the same day that another asteroid was whizzing by the Earth. We were talking about it on the news. It was a big thing. This completely separate asteroid that did not hit the Earth, but just by coincidence, an previously unseen meteor hit in Russia, exploded, blasted out windows, and set off a fireball. And it happened on the exact same day that we were watching another one. That, to me, that was the craziest coincidence that I've ever heard of. It is believed to be similar in size to the 1908 Tunguska event. This was one that was a big mystery. It knocked down trees over like 2,000 square miles of land in Siberia. It's moving at approximately 40,000 miles per hour with respect to the Earth, so you definitely don't want something that's 100 yards wide impacting the Earth at 40,000 kilometers per hour. That wouldn't be good at all, right? What can we do to defend against it? Can we do anything to defend against it? Well, there are a few things that they're working on. NASA has a mission called the DART mission. Remember, they bumped into an asteroid. It was called Dimorphos. This happened 2 years ago. Kind of bumped into it to see if they could deflect its movement. All right, they were successful in doing that. So they have what's called a kinetic impact, which is where you try to hit it with something like a rocket, a missile, or something like that that's moving really fast.
Boss 26 YouTube page. Like and subscribe today.
Well, guys, it is Friday. This is going to be the last cold day for at least the extended outlook. That's what I can give you here. So 39 degrees today. Maybe we'll briefly reach 40. Rain likely Saturday, early Sunday. Before, it's all about the warmth. Feeling more like spring come next Tuesday, Wednesday. Barbecue cook-off is looking awesome. At least staying rain-free, potentially a shower by the following weekend. But have a good one. We'll see you guys next week.